What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome on back to Mass Effect 3. So, as I have been doing for the last couple episodes, if you could take a minute to leave a like and a comment, help me feed this video into the algorithm, I would greatly appreciate that. Without further ado, last episode we finally got onto the Citadel, we got Ash some medical assistance, we picked up Diana Allos for the Normandy, and got a couple other side missions squared away. Now it's time to head on back to the Normandy, since the Turian Counselor told us how we can get some assistance from the homeworld. Got Shepard's Dreams here. I love this aspect of the game too. The haunted woods. Good to pay attention to a lot of the dialogue in these dreams too. A lot of stuff going on here. Like the first time throughout the entirety of Mass Effect we've ever seen Shepard pause, right? The way he reacted when Ash got injured. The way he's been talking to Liara, not having an immediate answer to things, taking a step back. Now he's having bad dreams too. Remember the stuff with indoctrination too, about oily shadows and things like that we've heard throughout the series. This is, of course, the kid who died when Earth was being evacuated, and Shepard watched this kid die. Again, I can't give enough credit to the tone of this game. It's so interesting to see Shepard kind of take a step back too, and see him struggle with this. Because he's had a lot on his plate since the first game. He's been doing this solo pretty much.
Can I help you?
Outside of the cast of the Normandy.
Forwarding the Turian Counselor information on the Prothean device. It can't be built without Council support, but he's not budging until their Primarch is safe.
I know.
Are you all right?
I didn't get what you'd call a good night's rest.
There's more to it than that, isn't there? What's really bothering you?
When the Reapers hit, I could hear people screaming in the streets below me. We left a lot of them behind.
There's no way for you to save them all. But I know you're doing everything you can, and you'll get back.
What was it Udina said? An epitaph on a mass grave of 11 billion. We left close to 11 billion behind.
Commander Shepard, I'm Specialist... Oh. I beg your pardon. I thought you were alone.
And anyone who's played Dragon Age Inquisition will recognize Traynor's voice actress. It's the same one from the female Inquisitor.
I'm Specialist Samantha Traynor with Alliance.
She's in Dragon Age 2 as well as a side character.
Retrofitting the Normandy after you turned it over to the Alliance. There weren't many of us aboard when the Reapers hit.
Slow down, Specialist Traynor. You're doing fine.
Thank you. I worked in a lab. I never thought I'd be serving on a ship.
Why don't you tell me about the retrofits?
The ship's in line with Alliance regs now, and it has new, top-of-the-line, quantum entanglement communicators. In fact, Admiral Anderson had intended to use the Normandy as his mobile command center.
That's no longer an option.
Yes, I heard he chose to stay and fight. In any event, I'm honored to serve under you, Commander. For as long
So
as
the plan was never for Shepard to get this ship back, huh?
sent me here to oversee the retrofits.
Shepard, some of our systems require further testing, and Specialist Traynor has been extremely effective during installation. I would prefer that she remain.
Got it, Edie.
Wait, since when does a virtual intelligence make requests?
About that.
Edie's an AI. Fully self-aware.
Oh, I knew it. I knew Joker was lying.
Jeff requested that I pretend to be a simple VI to protect myself. I apologize for the deception.
Thanks, Edie, and I apologize for all those times I talked about how attractive your voice was. Anyway, shall I give
Flirting
you
with
a
the
tour?
BI, were you?
I think you'll be impressed by the new upgrades. In the CIC, you'll find the galaxy map where you can set the Normandy's destination. You can also check your messages at your private terminal. The War Room houses a strategic command center for mission-specific intel and war analysis.
They obviously would have retrofitted that,
The shuttle
so
bay contains an
Anderson
armory
could use
where
it as
you
his
can
command
modify your
center.
equipment between missions. Finally, Liara has set up a lot of hardware down in the old XO office on Deck 3. I think she's claimed that room.
Sure looks like it.
And there you are. Still the same ship.
Miranda's not on board, so I guess there's no one to fight over the space.
Speaking of which, I believe Admiral Hackett would like to speak to you at the VidCom.
Commander, Udina updated me on your meeting with the Council. Sounds like they're running scared.
We did present them with a lot of unknowns. They're feeling threatened and want immediate solutions, not theories.
Theories are all we've got right now. What's your plan?
I'm trying to get the Turian Primarch for a summit meeting with the Asari and Solarians. I'll bypass the Council and appeal directly to their leadership.
That's good, I like it. This is where we start laying the groundwork for our counterattack.
It was good to circumvent
Fortunately, we don't
politics,
have a whole lot to back it up right now.
especially when it's important.
Then build alliances. Gather everything and everybody you can for the cause.
What about the Prothean device?
Find me people who can help build it, and if you can't, I'll take ships, soldiers, supplies, whatever you can get. We need to keep hitting the Reapers across every theater of war they open. Buy us time to figure out the device.
And when it's finished?
Assuming it ever is, we pool all our resources. Think of it as a giant armada for delivering the device, when the Reapers are most vulnerable. The stronger you can make that armada, the better the chances of punching through.
So we're gonna need scientists, lots and lots of scientists to help get that built.
What about Earth, sir?
We'll just have to hope Anderson and what's left of the Alliance forces can hold out until we've dealt with the enemy.
I understand.
Good. Then make it happen, Commander.
They have a little bit of time, right?
Regular updates on your
If you remember on
progress.
Ilos, Vigil said the extermination of a species is a long process. It took hundreds of years for the Reapers to wipe out the last galaxy, so the slow, steady harvesting of humanity will take a little longer than a weekend. So they might be able to hold out for a while. Okay, so now we have this war asset terminal, which is going to be a general military strength to deal with the Reapers. You see, there is a minimum. So the people, weapons, armies, and fleets that you've accumulated are your war assets. The overall readiness of the galaxy determines how effectively these assets will perform in the final battle. The Galactic Readiness is a silly little online multiplayer mechanic they put in this game, where you had to play the multiplayer co-op to upgrade your readiness, which would make these war assets go through a multiplier, and it would go up. That's not the case anymore. Obviously, there isn't any online co-op inside Legendary Edition, and even if there was, I doubt you'd find many people playing it anymore. So I think they got rid of the multiplier, or they just upped it for vanilla. But anyways, so these are our war assets, right? We got the Marine Divisions, 1st Fleet, 3rd Fleet, 5th Fleet, and 5th Fleet, I believe, is the one that saved the Citadel. Yeah, Alliance forces at the Battle of the Citadel. 5th Fleet is the one that killed Sovereign. We got Diana Alas there. We got the Normandy SR2 with all its upgrades, so it's worth 115. We got the minerals that we imported from Mass Effect 2 for being mineral rich, and then we have Kalisa Binson Aljalani. And that's it so far. So we only got 655. Nowhere near where we need to be for the Reaper War. But we'll get there. We got plenty of things to gather. This is the comm room. This episode, I think what we'll do is we'll probably just run around the Normandy and get to know the new people. Pick up some of the old stuff. Because all of our model ships that we gathered in the last game are all hidden around the Normandy in these little boxes like I just grabbed right there. Including our little hamster pet that is a pain in the ass to catch sometimes. You see here's what they did with the quantum entanglement communicator that was tied to the Elusive Man stuff. They moved that in here. They changed the table. I doubt that's still active, right? There's no way.
I can't believe the council won't help. Come on, Sarah. If Thessia was lost and Earth hadn't been touched yet, we could be damn sure we'd be guarding our own borders.
True. She's not wrong. That is extraordinarily accurate towards the actual situation here. That's why I was saying last episode that I don't actually blame the Asari or the Solarians for taking care of their own, right? Earth getting hammered by the Reapers is giving everybody else in the galaxy a chance to take a breath. And as the harsh reality of that is, like, they'll take it, right? Any kind of pause. If they can avoid themselves getting battered, then why would they not? You see all the changes they made here. It looks like they closed off a bunch of these terminals too. Which is curious to me. I'm not sure why they would do that. I guess the way that they run the CIC is just different. And you see there's a lot more pomp and ceremony now. It's a Alliance vessel again too. We gotta go through scanners and a bunch of stuff like that. The armory is no longer where it used to be. And it looks like we can't chit-chat to Edie up here either.
Hey, Commander. You know, I had my doubts about the Council. But after years of ignoring your warnings, they're finally willing to step up and tell you they just can't help.
They're doing everything they can.
Did they at least validate our parking? Well, let me know if you want me to get them on the channel and then hang up on them. You know, for old time's sake.
Yeah, we could always call him and give him the Elusive Man treatment that we gave him last time, right? What do you say? I'm getting a lot of bullshit on this line. That's one of my favorite lines in Mass Effect 2, actually, when you say that to the Elusive Man right at the end.
Message at your private terminal.
Check the terminal. Okay, so, Special Ops from Stephen Hackett. Shepard, Alliance forces are stretched thin across the galaxy. We need your specific talents for a series of ops. These missions will open doors for the Alliance in places we can't touch through conventional means. We'll deploy operatives to hold point after you've completed your objectives. I need you to head to a Cerberus lab on the planet Sanctum. I'll brief you when you're inbound. Hackett. So we're gonna get a bunch of N7 missions like we had in Mass Effect 1 and those side missions in Mass Effect 2. The planet scanning system from Mass Effect 2 is also gone now. Now you're going to have to hit this scan in different systems to try and find random loot. And you only get, I think, 4 or 5 scans per system before the Reapers invade and chase you down. So you got to be pretty careful, though. I'll probably leave most of that off camera, but maybe I'll show it the first time we do it. Reinstatement from Stephen Hackett. Commander Shepard, this letter formally acknowledges your reinstatement into the Alliance Navy per Admiral David Anderson's recent verbal communication. Anderson's moved up in the world. He's not Captain Anderson anymore, now he's Admiral Anderson. He definitely deserves the promotion. Under Emergency War Powers Reg 903.5, you are hereby authorized to assume the command of the Normandy SR2. You are directed to begin interdiction operations against any and all enemies posing a threat to Earth, its colonies, and its allies. Furthermore, you are granted diplomatic authority to establish treaties with non-human races as required to support your mission. Sincerely, Admiral Stephen Hackett. This is a flash traffic emergency. So from Alliance Fleet Operations, flash, X1A3, all Alliance military personnel. This is a galaxy-wide alert for all human territories. Fleet Admiral Hackett has declared threat condition Sable 1. Enemy presence confirmed in Sol system. Earth under Reaper attack. All Alliance military personnel are directed to evacuate Sol system at first available opportunity. Do not attempt Earth approach. Heavy enemy resistance reported. Repeat, do not attempt Earth approach. Further instructions to follow on coded channel Crimson Tacit. Earth-based Alliance personnel unable to evacuate are directed to commence any and all necessary countermeasures. All remaining Alliance personnel outside Sol Theater are directed to muster at pre-appointed staging areas and commence offensive combat operations at first available opportunity. In absence of further instruction, independent action is authorized, and that's just in case the chain of command all gets obliterated. KEI 9, or K9. Subject, my dog. Dear Commander Shepard, I was a contractor working on the Normandy's haptic interface when it was in dry dock. Your VI, Ide, emailed me to let me know I left my dog mech on board. I'm all the way out in Terra Nova now, and would hate for you to go a million clicks out of your way to drop off my dog. Please just take care of her. She likes exploring, sniffing, chemical trails, and 750-volt outlets. Thank you and sorry for the trouble. I promise she won't be too much of a headache. Andrea Brown. This is the alert on the Quarian fleet, but I think we already read some of that. Let's see. Is this what we got in the Spectre requisitions? No, it's not. So this is from the Alliance News Network information partners. Citadel. Where is the Quarian fleet? The latest intelligence shows that the Reapers are taking system after system at a feverish pace. Members of all races are fleeing their stations, colonies, and in some cases, their homeworlds. This kind of forced exodus might seem especially familiar to the nomadic Quarians, who were pushed off their homeworld by the synthetic Geth centuries ago. But as the galaxy pushes back against the Reapers, the Quarians are conspicuously absent. Turian and Alliance spokespeople cannot provide the fleet's current location. They say they have other concerns at the moment. Whatever the Quarians are up to, they want it kept secret from the Council. After a refueling stop at Ilium, the fleet left no stated destination, and there are also reports of a galaxy-wide call for all young adult Quarians to abandon their pilgrimages to rejoin the fleet. Greedy and short-sighted powers will always try to gain the upper hand in times of galactic crisis. We can only hope that whatever the Quarians are planning does not interfere with the only thing that should matter, stopping the Reapers. And I would agree with this statement. I think our Spectre Requisitions info is probably true, especially based on how we talk to the Admirals in Mass Effect 2. They probably think now's the time to take back their homeworld, right? If they're gonna die, they're gonna do it on home soil. Welcome back gift from Ide. While we were in dry dock, Joker suggested that a small welcoming gift should be appropriate to have on hand, should you be reinstated as commanding officer. As the ship does not have the capacity to accommodate the dancers he suggested, I chose something from the Official Systems Alliance catalog. Soldiers who have held an N7 designation for 5 years or more are entitled to a commemorative hooded jacket for wear on off-duty hours. You will find it among the selection of casual clothing in your cabin. Ide. You have an upgrade waiting from Glyph. Dear Commander Shepard, some of the data you found allowed me to research an upgrade for you. Simply access the terminal in Dr. T'Soni's office at your own convenience, and you may choose how and when to implement it. Have a pleasant day. Glyph. And priority mission, Eden Prime, which is all the way back to Mass Effect 1. This is actually DLC, but it's a very cool DLC. And if you were playing this game without Legendary Edition, you should probably get all the DLCs for Mass Effect 3, because they're all very crucial to the story. So from Alliance Command. Commander, Cerberus has attacked Eden Prime, and is now occupying the colony. Alliance forces are stretched too thin right now to attempt to liberate the colony, but we've been doing what we can to covertly aid the local resistance. In the process, we've learned that Cerberus has uncovered a major Prothean artifact. We don't know what it is, but it appears to be the reason for the attack on the colony. We need you to infiltrate the colony and recover the artifact. So that was a lot of interesting reading, and of course we will go ahead and take care of the priority Eden Prime. Maybe not right away, because first things first, we're going to do the N7 Cerberus lab. It's important to do that before Palaven. And every time you go to a priority mission, a lot of the stuff in the galaxy is going to reset. So you want to make sure you take things as they come here. Don't rush to the main stuff.
Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Still trying to get my
See how
bearings.
Kelly Chambers' replacement
When I
is.
was working on the Normandy's upgrades, I left at the end of the day. I didn't even have a toothbrush or a change of clothing until I made some emergency purchases on the Citadel.
Sure, we can get you a toothbrush, right?
Next time you need something, just ask. We're all in this together.
Oh, it's no trouble, Commander.
We have some funding. Surely we can afford a toothbrush.
We can put in a requisition order.
My toothbrush is a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses tiny Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums. It costs 6,000 credits.
Okay, we're good. You're on your
Okay. Yeah. You're on your own with that.
own. Yeah, I don't think military requisitions will take 6 grand for a toothbrush.
Was there anything else?
Quite a lot, actually.
How'd you end up in the military anyway?
My family didn't have money for university. When the Alliance saw my aptitude scores, they offered me a full scholarship. I served my required years after graduation and decided to stay. I really like the challenges of the lab. Although, I'm sure I'll grow to love frontline service as well.
I think you'll fit in just fine. Whole bunch of misfits on this ship. Kind of the history of the Normandy itself, right?
I'm surprised you're worrying about a toothbrush.
Bunch of strangers
Got bigger
stepping up for the
problems.
cause.
Oh, believe me. Seeing the Reapers on Earth was terrifying. But I won't help anybody by bursting into tears here in the CIC, will I? Being here on the Normandy helps. If anyone in the galaxy can stop the Reapers, it's you. And if flagging your messages and managing strategic intel helps you in any way, then it's worth it.
So she's at Kelly Chambers, except she has a bigger finger on the pulse. She's not trying to psychoanalyze all of us, but she is going to filter through data and get us leads and things like that. She's basically going to be our middle management, which she definitely earns it. Some of the intel she'll get for us, like the N7 Cerberus lab mission, is going to be really crucial to our overall goal here.
You worked in Alliance R&D?
Yes. You'd think quantum entanglement would make communication easy, but imagine incorporating multiple incoming sources and then networking them with extrapolations of time-lag data to construct a coherent situation GUI. It's an exciting challenge. For me, anyway.
You're born the commander with tech.
Where are you from originally?
A colony in the Terminus systems, actually. Though I studied on Earth, at Oxford. My parents were from London. They loved Earth, but they wanted the freedom a colony life could offer. If they stayed in London, I imagine they'd be dead right now.
A lot of people back on Earth are still alive, and counting on us.
Quite true, Commander.
Yeah, we're not gonna let thoughts like
Carry
that
on,
sink in.
Specialist.
Positive attitudes. Kick the Reapers off our planet out of the galaxy. Let's see if we have any goodies around. Well, our Prothean artifact is gone, and so is our helmet, and the dog tags Liara gave us, which I'm not a fan of, actually. I'll take those back as soon as possible. So let's change our casuals. That's the commemorative hoodie. Jeans and a jacket. He looks like such a dad here. Go for the hoodie and the jeans and the jacket. I don't think we... Oh, we do. We have Casa Fabrication. You take the health boost down, but you upgrade shield regen. You take the health boost for melee damage. Definitely not interested in that. Yeah, that's fine for now. We'll take the new chest plate just because shield regen is going to be a little more important than overall health boosting, I think, early on. Oh, we don't have to double click anymore. Whoops. Hit the crew deck. And this is a beautiful addition. This memorial wall is very, very, very good. So you see there's Charles Presley, that's Navigator Presley, and then right down there is Cade Nolenko and Richard Jenkins from Mass Effect 1. These are all the people that have died on the Normandy so far. So these people mostly died in the Collector attack, aside from Jenkins and Caden. The rest of them all passed away during the Collector attack. Where Thane used to be. That model ship. Just gonna run around and rehash all the stuff, basically. Look at where the crew used to be. Look at what they've done to the Normandy. They put a poker table in. I guess they still liked relaxation, and the window's still there, and virtual reality, and the bar, of course. They added a little more leisure. No bathroom and showers. What else do we have? We have a ton of models to try and pick up, so... Lots and lots of models. And you can see how, ironically, the ship has become a lot colder since the Alliance took it back, right? The Cerberus design was much more feng shui. That's where Samara used to be. They've obviously changed this into a lounge room too. Yeah, it had a lot more personality when Cerberus ran it. This is all cold military design now. Which I guess is necessary, but still, can't help but kind of miss it, right? Turn Miranda's old room into the Shadow Broker's lair.
Commander Shepard, it's a pleasure to see you again.
You're the drone from the Shadow Broker's ship.
Dr. T'Soni now refers to me as Glyph instead of Info Drone, 95% of the time. If you have a moment, I'd like to draw your attention to a terminal in her office.
Okay.
It analyzes information packages. If you find any useful data, I can research upgrades for you.
And what should I be looking for?
I'll inform you if you've found relevant data. When you do, return to this terminal for your choices. In the meantime, Dr. T'Soni would like to speak with you. Have a pleasant day.
And this is just going to be our research stuff, so we can actually get upgrades here. So Farron has persuaded his contacts to ship an armor mod kit to the Normandy. Technically illegal in Citadel space, the kit's Omnigel converter and mini-factoring fabricator can make a one-time modification to Shepard's armor, improving shield strength or adding thermal clip compartments. We'll obviously take the ammo capacity here, because we were running out of a lot of bullets, and since we're only going to be using 3 weapons, we need the ammo capacity, so we need more AR shots. And as we explore the galaxy, we'll get more of those, so make sure you always come back to Glyph and check things out.
Looks like you brought more than just that drone from your ship.
A few things were necessary. I'd be a very silent shadow broker without data feeds.
So you have access to your resources?
What I can get. We'll need it to research this Prothean device. Until we understand precisely what it does, it's far too dangerous to use.
Did the Protheans actually complete this weapon?
You mean, will it work? They wouldn't have poured their last resources into this device if they thought otherwise. But we really need to find out just what kind of weapon they left us.
It'd be nice to know we're not kids playing around with a loaded gun.
Absolutely. The damage it could cause if it backfired is unthinkable. This will be difficult even for us. If something happens on a mission, if either one of us are hurt, I'll always remember that tour of the Normandy. But let's be honest, Shepard. It's been more than a half a year. Should we continue where we left off?
Absolutely, we should. Didn't come this far just to say goodbye now.
I'd like that more than anything, Liara.
Good. I was getting worried.
No
There
need.
were a lot of reasons I was happy to see you on Mars.
Okay, Shepard,
I'd
relax,
like that
buddy.
list, but later. There's so much left to do. I'm working with Edie. Hopefully we can discover what the Protheans left for us. But I'm looking forward to talking about something other than business. Maybe later?
There's a long 6 months in confinement, huh? Haven't embraced eternity in a while. What was this thing? I don't even want to know what that is.
Hello again, Shepard.
How much do you know about this Prothean artifact?
Very little. We're fortunate enough Data survived to piece together the blueprints. Decoding them will require as many specialists as we can find.
It's that high-tech?
I'd have killed for a glimpse of it during graduate school.
I believe you. She probably means that quite literally.
You brought your little helper with you?
Its name is Glyph. It helped sort through all the data that led me to the archive on Mars.
It was a pleasure to be of assistance, Doctor.
Glyph's interfaced with the data feeds. Its analytical software should come in handy.
What's been happening with you as the broker, Liara?
It's been exciting. The old broker's ship? Impressive, but it was never meant to be space-worthy. Which meant the elusive man eventually tracked me down on Hagalaz.
What happened?
I knew he was coming. Farron and I loaded as much of the ship's specialized hardware onto a shuttle as we could. We got away from Cerberus's ships after arranging an appropriate distraction.
So the elusive man tried to take the Shadow Broker's ship and Liara in between games while we've been locked up.
What kind of distraction?
Sending the broker's ship exploding into a Cerberus cruiser. I don't think the elusive man expected me to give up my resources in such a spectacular fashion.
Well, if you can't have it, he certainly can't, right? That's definitely the right call.
Can you still operate as the broker without the ship?
Well, I couldn't let the elusive man have it. I saved what was crucial.
I wholeheartedly
My
agree with
network of
that.
agents is intact, although the Reapers have taken a toll on their numbers. It's taking a while to re-establish contact.
So where is Farron if you two escaped?
He convinced me he was recovered enough to work, and I do need more agents.
Agent Farron didn't report any injuries during his last call to you, Doctor.
True. Given what he survived, I should probably worry less.
And so he's gonna be helping us with the war. All the merrier, right?
What have you been up to since we last saw each other?
Since you helped me defeat the Shadow Broker, I started looking for defenses against the Reapers. The Protheans were the only ones with substantial information on them. The older civilizations barely had records. I knew the elusive man was hunting for the same thing when our agents began crossing paths.
Like on Mars?
I thought I'd covered my tracks, but he had surveillance there all along.
We'll
Didn't
talk
do him
later.
any good, just cost him a
Of
cruiser.
course.
And he didn't gain any information. I'm sure that spiced him up.
A new notification is available on the private messages terminal. This terminal contains non-essential correspondence.
Prothean notes, 2171 to 2185. Glyph reminds me to clean up these old notes. Perhaps reviewing them will lead to something useful for the Prothean device. 2171. The University of Ceres agreed to sponsor me as the Prothean dig on Dretarop. Very exciting. Professor Hennel is heading the expedition herself. Maybe I can even ask her for her opinion on my thesis outline. Attachment thesis on Prothean First Contact protocols. 2174, so 3 years later. I believe Dr. Joshan was right to suggest that the Prothean artifacts we unearthed are from the Third Age, not the Fourth. What an embarrassing mistake. At least he seemed to approve of the rest of the paper. Attachment: paper on a comparison of Prothean technology to modern Asari circuit logic. 2183, so 9 years later. I'm going on the Therum expedition. I never thought I'd gain permission to visit the Prothean ruins there, but the University of Ceres must have secured the funding after all. Now to pack. Attachment: paper on the end of the Prothean Empire, and that's where she got stuck. She got stuck on Therum, and that's when Shepard first met her, and we freed her from the bubble she was stuck in, when Saren was trying to kidnap her. 2183, Part 2. This is after she first met us. Goddess, this human, Shepard, has the key to comprehending the Protheans on an instinctual subconscious level. If only I could have been there when the commander touched the beacon on Eden Prime. I'll try to learn more about this cipher on board the Normandy. The involvement of the Reapers is troubling, to say the least. Attachment: paper on the end of the Prothean Empire with correction notes, and then 2 years after that. I reviewed the old Shadow Broker's footage of the Collectors. It's chilling to know that they're the Protheans' husks. At least nothing sentient could possibly remain after what the Reapers did to them. Attachment: paper on Prothean biology. We have a message from Operative Farron to Liara here. I made contact with Tazik yesterday. The look on his face was priceless. He's not happy you put me in charge of scouting the Terminus systems, but he's doing a good job of keeping us alive. I've never seen so many pirates and mercs on edge. The black market's unreliable, and it's getting harder to make contact with suppliers. The Alliance won't be able to rely on it as a source of crucible materials for long if things get worse. Some of the other operatives think we should cut our losses now, but I just keep asking them, when did the odds ever stop the broker? Baron. P.S. I hope you finally got our little friend Droney to stop saying shadow and broker out loud in the same sentence to anyone in sight. It seems like she did. Give him a quick little patch, I guess. We got Dr. Chakwas right there in the med bay where she belongs, but first we'll go where Garrus was hanging out. It's gotta be something in here, right? It's just not the Normandy weapons bay without him sitting here doing calibrations. I also gotta make the rounds and look for all the little model ships and things that we need. Who knows where they're hidden. We had a whole gang of fucking models. I think we had like 20, so they're gonna be hidden all around. We do have to find our little space hamster friend too, which I am happy to report he is back in this game. He's down in the lower decks where Jack used to hang out. So we'll talk to Chakwas here in a second. Let's reassign power bonuses, reassign powers. And they laid this thing where Legion used to hang out. Alright, Chakwas, how you settling in?
Commander?
Everything okay down here, Doctor?
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked, but it's still my old med bay. Feels like home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time. If I may, I'd like to examine you.
Nothing wrong with me, is there?
No, but we should keep an eye on all those cybernetic implants Cerberus grafted into you.
Expensive stuff bringing me back.
And worth every penny. Let's just make sure everything is okay.
I don't see why not.
Guess a checkup never hurts. Just no scalpel this time, Doc.
Alas, to my great disappointment, it is nothing invasive. I'm just going to run some diagnostics on your implants, and it'll take a few readings. The procedure we did for your scarring has produced a lovely synthetic protein overlay. And your body has accepted the implants quite nicely.
Hit it better. Sure didn't come cheap.
That's it. You're the picture of health.
Very good. It'd be a crazy journey if we started to break down during this Reaper War.
How's our inventory of meds?
The medbay was fully stocked before you left Earth. We should be good for a long time, even given the amount of fire you take each day.
Do you ever regret working for Cerberus?
We didn't work for them. We used them. If I were to feel anything, it would be guilt. We took their money, took their best people, took their best ship.
And walked away with a big smile on our face.
The collectors, and now we are using their resources against them. So no, I don't regret it one bit.
That's a big womp womp for the elusive man. I bet that keeps him up at night. Knowing that we're flying around in his ship with his crew, with his monetary spending habits implanted in our body and our ship. And now we're using it to spit in his face too, since he's placed himself against us.
You've never mentioned any of your family.
None to speak of, really. I'm the last of a prestigious line of medical professionals. The Alliance is my spouse, and you're all my children. I'm blessed with many close friends. But with each Alliance vessel taken, I lose one or two. We need to end this war.
Yeah, if you've been in the Alliance for your whole life, like she has, every single time a ship goes down, you lose at least an acquaintance, maybe even a close friend. And the stakes are just gonna get higher. It's not like this is gonna get better before it ends. It's just gonna get worse. Take a look around engineering. This would be Zaid's hidey hole. Except now it's Diana Alice's hidey hole. But she's sleeping and hanging out. Lots of data pads around.
How's your new assignment working out, Allers?
Fairly normal, except for the unshackled AI, Matriarch Benezia's daughter, and the communicator that can reach Earth. The first two, I can deal with. That last one gets my attention.
So what are you asking for exactly?
Anything from Earth is the lead story right now. That's not opinion, it's fact.
Maybe I can pass on a few non-classified progress updates.
Seriously? You just doubled my ratings. I don't need FaceTime, just a data upload.
And that will help us when we need supplies and support. The more viewers on her, the better we can kind of control the narrative and get people on board, so.
Tell people what's really happening on Earth. We need long recruiting lines on every planet after you air a story.
I can do this, Commander. Remind me to tell you about the time I made an Elcor cry.
Actually pay to see that if it wasn't so fucked
Commander,
up. You're too Paragon for
do
that.
we need to talk, Commander?
You can kick her off the ship whenever you want. Obviously, we're not going to do that, though, because she's going to serve a great purpose for
Not
us.
right now, Allers.
Let me know when we do.
Yeah, we won't be eating her off the Normandy anytime soon. She's going to be very useful, and in fact, after each priority mission that we take care of, we'll be going back to her to chit-chat, and she can get us some support and things like that. And can't go into Grunt's old home. And there's a very familiar face here, Engineer Adams. He's back from Mass Effect 1. Decided to come on down to the Normandy this time. I wonder why he wasn't in the Normandy in Mass Effect 2. Let's see if you'll explain that to us.
Commander, welcome back to the Normandy. Or maybe you should be saying that to me.
Engineer Adams, what are you doing here?
I was put in charge of the drive core retrofits. My experience on the Normandy SR-1 made me an obvious choice.
So, what do you think of our SR-2?
She's incredible. If there's one nice thing I can say about Cerberus, it's that they know how to build a ship. And about that, Cerberus, I mean, I owe you an apology.
How so?
Back when you got this ship, Dr. Chakwas contacted me, asking me to help with your mission against the Collectors. I refused. I didn't have your back, and I'm sorry for that.
Why didn't you join us?
I saw what happened to you when the Normandy went down. I didn't trust that it was really you, and I certainly didn't trust Cerberus. Also, as an officer of the Alliance, I don't just leave my post, you know?
I understand that. He literally saw us get turned into cottage cheese when we got spaced. And then Cerberus is a terrorist organization. And he is also an Alliance officer, so that's like fraternizing with the enemy directly. It's like abandoning your post and going AWOL to go work for the enemy. Somebody that, for all you know, could be a clone or a puppet. I understand that completely.
You're Alliance first. That's the way it should be.
Thank you, Commander. Glad to be aboard.
Is your family okay?
My parents are serving on Viridian Zenith, an Alliance agricultural vessel. My sister is a navigator on the SSV Benjamin Davis. Happy to report that both vessels are safely under Hackett's command.
Very good. That's a hell of a commander to be, too. If they're in the fleet directly with Hackett, they're going to be taken care of. Hackett is probably the best wartime general anybody could ever ask for in a situation like this.
Does the new Normandy stack up to the old SR-1?
Stack up. It blows the old ship away. The Tantalus drive core has been completely overhauled. The SR-2 might be nearly twice the size, but the new drive core is 3 times bigger. This ship can fly. That said, Cerberus isn't too high on safety. If pushed past her limits, this core would vent into engineering. Guess it gives my team incentive to keep her well balanced during a firefight.
Do your job or get vaporized.
Pretty much. I noticed
Sounds very Cerberus.
barriers with cyclonic technology. Should help reduce the draw when under missile fire.
Hopefully that means fewer vaporized engineers.
The IES stealth system is significantly improved. It can handle a higher blue shift of our emissions.
And that means...
We should be able to drop out of FTL without triggering every sensor in range. Very handy for stealth reconnaissance. All in all, the Normandy is a marvel of engineering.
What do you think of Edie?
We had a good talk during the retrofit. A little strange at first, talking shop with an AI.
AI? I thought Edie posed as a VI to keep the likes of you from unplugging her.
Yeah, but I saw through her. Have you seen her hardware? Processing power is off the charts.
A good engineer would catch that.
Problems that kept fixing themselves. If I hadn't had her pegged, I would have sworn I was losing it.
You never expressed any skepticism, Lieutenant Adams.
I figured I'd better play it safe with the Cerberus AI, Edie. No offense.
None taken. As long as you keep your fingers out of my cognizance processors.
In the beginning, I tried disconnecting her from key processes without giving myself away. Easier said than done. But Joker seemed to trust her, and in time I saw her advantages. Even grew to like her.
Definitely has her advantages.
Aye, aye, sir.
Pulled our ass out of the fire, what, like 3 times during Mass Effect 2? I think we would have complete critical mission failure multiple times. The Reaper IFF, the Collector trap that wasn't actually a derelict Reaper. All that stuff is down to her, right? Where are you, little guy? There's the space hamster. We got him. Now we got our buddy back, and we got multiple ship models here. Alrighty, so now we got space hamster, and we have the models there. Although only place we have left to hit would be downstairs for the armory and stuff like that. So go check out the last portion of the Normandy. I know this one ran a little long, but now that we got this all out of the way, we can focus on missions and stuff next episode. Here's K9, by the way, if you wanted to know what the doggo was like. Robot doggo we have.
Good dog.
Who doesn't want a K9 friend? That's our model freighter. Yeah, you see they completely turned the cargo bay into a shuttle bay plus an armory. Got our weapon upgrade, spaces. And James Vega and our shuttle pilot is right here too. We actually have a designated shuttle pilot now. It's not just some unsung hero like in Mass Effect 2. Procurement interface. So from Serta, that's the store in the hospital. Casa Fabrication. That's where we can buy sniper rifles, pistol magazines, assault rifle stuff. Magazine upgrade would be very good, allow more shots before reload. That would be useful. In fact, let's go ahead and just grab that right now, I think. And then, obviously, we have the models that we'll keep getting. Add sockets to raise thermal clip capacity, increasing number of spare shots. That would probably be a good idea, yes. And inspector requisitions, that's just the requisition office that we could have accessed back on the Citadel.
Lieutenant Steve Cortez, shuttle pilot. Got news about our supply chains, Commander.
Nice to meet you, Lieutenant. What's going on?
Sorry to just jump in, Commander. There's so much to be done, I get caught up in the tasks at hand.
He's always like that. You need to chill out, Esteban.
So you do care, Mr. Vega? Or is that the Cerveza talking again?
So what's happening with our supply chains, Lieutenant?
Brought liquor on board, I assume.
German chains are in chaos, but the Citadel's economy is still running. I can network to Citadel retailers. You can view inventory and make purchases right from this console.
Already took a look at that.
New store, I'll let you know.
It does cost more to coordinate delivery to the Normandy, so it's cheaper to buy supplies when you're there.
So you're my shuttle pilot, but you're setting up procurement chains?
I wasn't assigned as Normandy's pilot. Not much need for one on a dry dock ship. I was overseeing the retrofit of the cargo hold. I'm quite familiar with the operation and maintenance of the UT-47 Kodiak and the M44 Hammerhead. In my experience, it made sense for me to take over as shuttle pilot when we left Earth. Especially given Mr. Vega's love of mid-air collisions.
To save the day, pendejo.
I'm also responsible for logistics, making sure the armory and shuttle are properly stocked and maintained.
But it's important to note that, again, you'll get a giant discount if you go to the stores in person. So ordinarily, we wouldn't do what I just did with the terminal there. I just felt like getting the AR upgrade and stuff for our next mission.
How long have you been with the Alliance?
About 10 years. I enlisted in First Fleet serving on the SSV Hawking, flying F-61 Tridents mostly. I love the Trident. It practically dances in low atmo. I spent as much time tinkering on my bird as flying her. Got a bit of a reputation.
So, you can fly fighters and fix them.
Yeah, and I got a knack for procurement too. They were grooming me for CAG, but my skill set made me more valuable commanding a flight deck. They assigned me to the Normandy retrofit team about 5 months ago to oversee all cargo bay modifications.
Yeah, I know he said he was assigned as the new pilot or whatever once the retrofit was done, but there's no way you could compete with Joker. He's a good shuttle pilot, and he's probably more suited to that, right? The smaller ships, being a fighter jet pilot. The ship's pretty big. I don't think anybody could outfly Joker in this whole universe. Even a Reaper.
What happened to the M44 Hammerhead?
It was sent to the tech labs for a retrofit. To afford mobility with such a small ESO core, its design sacrificed armor plating. The lab engineers are trying to improve that.
You're telling me. Thing was squishy as hell.
Labs are probably just a pile of rubble.
Yeah, and so is the Hammerhead. Rest in peace. I imagine we were originally going to get the Hammerhead, but they had time constraints and had to cut that. I imagine that's why that dialogue is there.
The Kodiak seems a bit different.
Good eyes, Commander. This is the UT-47A Kodiak. It's got an upgraded ESO core and prototype stealth technology based on the Normandy design. For quick drops, I can get you in and out virtually undetected. She flies like a brick, so that's why you need a good pilot.
Or James Vega.
Do you maintain this armory?
I share that duty with our illustrious Mr. Vega. Though I believe the only weapon he really cares to maintain is himself.
You know you love the show, Esteban.
The first retrofit we did was to move the armory down from Deck 2. I'm not sure what Cerberus engineers were thinking. Now you get off the elevator, pick your gear, and head right into the shuttle.
Just like the original Normandy.
Welcome back to the Alliance, Commander.
It does make more sense that way, I suppose, right? Instead of having to stop by the CIC to get your armory squared away and then you go down to the shuttle. Now it's all clean and tidy. Military optimization.
You were stationed on Earth. Do you have family there?
I'm an only child. Lost my parents years ago. I had a husband back when I was stationed at Ferris Fields. The Collectors took out the whole colony. I'd rather not talk about it.
So you lost people to the Collectors.
Keep up the hard work.
Well, that makes me more glad that I took care of it.
Yes, Commander.
Won't be an issue for anybody else, thanks to us. Now we have weapon upgrades. This is just flat damage increases to this kind of stuff, right? And this stuff, I believe, you can't get anywhere, so you're safe to spend money here. I'll go ahead and get one upgrade for the Avenger. I'll probably have the Avenger for a while, so I don't mind doing some of that stuff. And now... that's the Avenger, and that's the Vindicator, but I really don't like the Vindicator, if I'm being honest, so I'll go ahead and sink the mag upgrade in. Doesn't affect our weight, so that's good. Pistol. We definitely want the shotgun back on deck. High cow, shredder, and spare thermal. Allows wider projectiles causing trauma and impact, ballistically optimized to maintain penetrative power. And this one allows bullets to pierce objects. We'll go for the high cal. And then I think we could probably drop the pistol if we're being honest with ourselves. I don't think we'll need that too much. The SMG weighs less, so I'd rather have the SMG. Then we still are getting a almost 60% boost to our recharge times. That'll still spam our stuff when we need to. We'll obviously talk to Vega before we wrap up as well, but I am on the hunt for model ships. I know they're down here somewhere. That's definitely not all that we had, so... there's gotta be some hidden goodies somewhere down here behind the shuttle or something. Because there ain't no way that that's all of it. I guess we'll see when we go back up top. We'll see how everything's stacked up. There's the SR1 model. And nothing else. Okay, I guess that's all of our models taken care of here then. Oh, never mind. We got the Quarian ship right there. That should be most of them. I think I already checked this little corner, right? Indeed. Alright, last but not least, Vega. Don't disappoint.
Hey, Shepard. How'd it go with the council?
Same as usual. Non-committal. Unhelpful.
Bet they still wanted you to help them out, no?
The life of a politician.
Yeah. We're gonna rescue a Turian Primarch from Palaven.
Sounds like fun. Never been to the Turian homeworld. You down here for a reason?
Just came down to talk.
Great. Not sure what there is to talk about. You already know my service record.
I don't, actually. I didn't have access to personnel records when we met.
Right. Forgot about that. Well... Think you can dance and talk at the same time?
I think I can handle it.
Okay, loco. Let's dance.
Don't push your luck, Vega. With age comes wisdom. And rank.
Ha! You sound like my old CO.
Oh yeah? And who was that?
Captain Tony. He was a hard-ass son of a bitch, but a good leader. Nice.
What do you mean, was?
Died. With most of my squad. Protecting a civilian colony from a collector attack.
And the colony?
It was either them, or the intel we had on the collectors. Intel we could have used to destroy them. I chose the intel.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
The best part was, we didn't really need the intel in the end. Because you were out saving the galaxy by taking down the entire collector homeworld.
Yeah, but you didn't know about that because we weren't Alliance anymore.
You didn't know. You can't blame yourself, Vega.
Who says I'm blaming myself?
I do.
You a shrink too?
Pretty obvious.
But that stunt back on Mars was reckless. You're lucky to be alive.
So?
So? Maybe you don't care if you live or die.
Or maybe... I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war!
Maybe you are. But if you're half as good as I think you are, we need you alive.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Anytime.
Hey, thanks for the dance, Loco.
He can definitely take his licks, and I do think I kind of appreciate Loco.
Loco, huh?
I can think of worse things to call you.
Long as you remember who's in charge, you can call me whatever you want.
Oh, I won't forget.
If you do, we can have that discussion again. Yeah, James has a really interesting backstory that intertwines with the rest of Mass Effect, right? He had to sacrifice an entire human colony and almost his entire squad for collector data to try and save the colony, so the Alliance was doing something in the background for those collector abductions. Of course, that sacrifice didn't end up being important at all, because Shepard had already taken care of it. It's just they didn't know, because again, the elusive man wasn't sharing data, and he was completely isolated from the Alliance. And so Vega sacrificed his whole squad, lost his whole squad, and sacrificed the entire colony to get data that was meaningless in the end. So you can see how that would rub him a little rough, right? I don't blame him for that.
Hey again. What's up?
You mentioned a mission you had against the Collectors. What happened?
Pretty much what I said. Things went foobar, and I was one of the few to make it out. If you want the rest of the story, you're gonna have to get me really drunk, or...
Or what?
That's about it. Sorry, Commander. Just not interested in talking about that. Next topic?
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine, right? He just talked about it as much as he's probably gonna want to talk about it.
You had a hard time leaving Earth. You still want to head back?
Hell yeah. But I get it now. It's not where I'd be most useful. Not yet, anyway.
We'll get back there.
I know. And I'll do whatever it takes to get us there, Commander.
Maybe no more shuttle crashes.
No promises now that I've gotten the taste for it. Besides, I like to keep Esteban on his toes.
Well, you saved the day with your shuttle crash for what it's worth.
You got family back on Earth?
Yeah, an uncle. Retired military. Got a few cousins I haven't heard from in a while.
You and your uncle close?
Yeah. He was the reason I joined the Marines and was about the only good thing in my life after my mom died.
No dad?
He's there. Somewhere. But I'm not sure I'd call him family. Not anymore. I would like to find out how my uncle's doing, though.
Yeah, I think James is definitely going to help us get it done, right? He's definitely a man for the job. And what he did with his squad, for as rough as the situation as that is, it does prove that he has what it takes to make those hard calls for the mission. And that's what separates commanders from soldiers, right? Being able to make those tough calls. And he made the right call. Everybody who signs on to the military is signing on that the mission comes first. And if it wasn't for Shepard, like given the information that he had, getting that intel might have been able to save humans otherwise. So he made the right decision, as raw as it is after the fact.
What's with you and the nicknames?
It's just my way of remembering people. Some people just don't match their names, you know? So I just give them a new one.
So, I'm a loco, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty crazy, but the shit you've done makes me look sane.
Yeah, we've had a wild ride. And Cortez, you call it Esteban?
I take it you and Lieutenant Cortez know each other.
Yeah, Esteban did a stint on Fel Prime where me and my squad were stationed. I caught up with him on Earth a few months back. He's a good guy. Just don't tell him I said so. It'll go to his head.
Your secret's safe with me.
I'll talk to you later.
You bet.
Right, now that is the perfect place to wrap this on up. I am just going to go back to the captain's cabin real quick and make sure that our hamster's getting situated fine. But that is it for this one, so thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, please do check out those links in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Mass Effect 3. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. And here is our model collection. Got a few spots over there. Alright, peace.